Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about my love of free and open source software and why I love the FOSS community. Let's start off with a bit of a history lesson on the beginning of the free software movement. Back in the older days of computing, it was not uncommon to find that most software was either free to modify or was at the very least source available. Beginning in the late 70s, many manufacturers gradually stopped distributing source code and began to use copyright and restrictive licenses to prevent competitors from using their software. One notorious case was that of Brian Reed placing time bombs in Scribe to restrict unlicensed use of the software, an act which angered Richard Stallman, leading him to proclaim it was a crime against humanity that is a violation of the user's freedom to do as they wish with the software. He had no problem in there being a price to use said software. This is due to the fact that a time bomb as a concept in computing is when a certain date has been reached or a certain amount of time has passed. The software would commit malicious activities that could range from as simple as locking you out of the software to as complex and evil as destroying all files related to the program. He responded to this by creating a GPL version of Scribe that we continue to use today, known as TextInfo, 1.0 being finished by 1986. In 1980, Richard Stallman had been employed at MIT's AI lab for a few years now as a hacker. Up until then, Stallman had used their previous printer, the XGP Zero Graphic Printer, with software they had modified, as it was common for manufacturers to distribute the source code to be modified as users saw fit. This all changed when the lab replaced it with a Xerox 9700, a printer that came with proprietary drivers, not allowing Stallman to make the modifications needed to provide the lab with the workflow they once had, including the ability to notify all users with print jobs when their print job was next on queue or when a paper jam occurred. Not having this ability became a major inconvenience, as the printer was not even located on the same floor as most users of the system. This event led Richard Stallman to come to the conclusion that end users need to have the right to freely modify the software they use. And that's where we come to today. Ever since the start of the free software movement in 1983 with the GNU project, we have grown from a single man with a dream to a slowly growing but thriving community working to realize that dream, a dream of a world with free and open source software. Every day that goes by is an inch that we break free of the shackles of proprietary software, not only in freedoms but in privacy and security as well. Thanks to the many contributions over the years to tens and possibly hundreds of thousands of FOSS projects, we get just that much closer to making a better choice for the average user. And sure, sometimes we make some shortcomings, and at first glance, we appear to be a fragmented community, but this is only on a surface level at best. Despite the fact that we have many choices of distros, it is the nature of the FOSS community to fragment, and no matter what distribution you use, any donation, code, commit, bug fix, all benefits the greater good of free and open source software. And for that, I thank Richard Matthew Stallman for creating the GNU project and the free software movement. I thank Linus Torvalds for creating the Linux kernel, and I thank you, the free and open source community. I am incredibly proud to say that I'm a Linux user, because at the end of the day, I know I'm a part of a loving community that cares about your rights to digital privacy, your rights to digital security, and most importantly, your rights to free software. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. Keep your ears out because I got some more video essays coming up and a big project that's in the works as well.